Alright, so I'm just gonna kind of freehand this because I don't really have a script here. We just watched the E3 and I decided to do all 3 Gears of War reveals, just like a quick rundown of them. The first 2, there's not really too much going on right now for them. The first 2 being Gears Pop and Gears Tactics. Now, I'll start off with Gears Pops since that's probably the least thing we know about, and honestly it's probably not the most least important Gears update we got. On actual Gears of War 4, when I turn on my Xbox, there's a summary for it. Gears Pop, we're working with our friends at Funko to bring a unique mobile spin to the world of Gears. Developed in partnership with Mediatonic, Gears Pop brings the iconic Gears characters in a cute Funko Pop style. It's a perfect slice of mobile mayhem. It will be available on iOS and Android in 2019. So it's probably just going to be one of those freemium mobile games that we all know about. Nothing really too special. I'm not really into Funko Pop, so who knows if I'll play this, honestly. I might just download it just to try it, and honestly that'll probably be it of it unless it's really fun for some reason. But other than that, yeah, Gears of War Pop, not really too much going on. So the next little bit would be Gears Tactics, which is similar to XCOM in its tactical I don't know really what you call it, aerial view, turn-based combat. There's probably some weird acronym for it, I just don't know it because I don't really play those games, but it's pretty interesting, I'm not gonna lie. It's a definitely a different take on Gears of War. Also, the summary for this one on the game: Gears Tactics is the true Gears of War PC experience that our fans have been asking for. Developed in partnership with Splash Damage, Gears Tactics evolves turn-based tactic games, combining signature fast-paced brutal action and character-driven storytelling with customizable squads, upgradable weapons, and of course massive boss battles. Now, just a few things I noticed here. From what we saw, like style-wise, it definitely looks like it's taking place during E-Day or some period in like the beginning of the war against the Locust. And it looks like it's based on a new squad, so that's going to be pretty interesting. The boss, obviously, he's talking about was a Brumok at the very end, and yeah, honestly, that's all I can say about it because, like Gears Pop, there's not really too much going on for it. One thing though, I did read this when I read summary, this might be a PC game only. Yeah, it didn't say anything about Xbox. It says Gears of War PC, so it might only be on computer for all we know. Obviously, it's too early to judge, so can't really say. And pretty much now, the big announcement, Gears of War 5. Now, this is one I am definitely looking forward to because I'm a huge Gears of War fan, and I actually really enjoyed Gears of War 4. Summary for Gears 5. Gears 5 is the next epic chapter in the Gears saga, coming in 2019, and it's set to be the biggest Gears experience yet. Cross glaciers, sail over deserts, and descend into sunken ruins as Kate. All playable in co-op both online and on the couch. So that's obviously the co-op and offline online play is nothing new. Screenshot right here shows Dell in a different outfit prior to what we saw in the trailer, and as well as Kate, maybe? She actually still looks like she has the same outfit minus the fur. But so anyway, some things after watching the trailer that I noticed. I'm just going to kind of name them off, and I'll include a screenshot of what I'm talking about. Obviously, the first thing we notice is it takes place in the future, since we see all our characters very much older. And the first thing we notice is that Kate is running towards some dead person. Now, what I'm guessing is that it's her uncle Oscar, because if you look at the corpse, if you're able to pause it, there's a brown jacket. He looks like an outsider, and obviously if she's in this much of a rut over someone being dead, it obviously has to be the last family she has, because her mother died in the 4th game. Well, I guess spoiler alert, but honestly the game's been out for over 2 years now. It's kind of over for spoiler alerts, so just from here on out I will be spoiling Gears of War 4 for those of you for some reason haven't played it. Anyway, so I think it's her Uncle Oscar, that's dead. Then we see JD come up. Looks very different. He shaved his head, he grew a beard. He looks like he's just trying to be Marcus, his dad, so I don't know what's going on there. And also his arm. Something's wrong with his arm. So we don't know what happened. I don't recall anything happening in Gears of War 4 with his arm, so I guess that'll be something new to figure out. Later, I noticed there's a different Lancer here. I don't know what that blue attachment is necessarily, but like I said, I guess we'll find out about that too. Let me see Marcus Phoenix shaved. He looks different. He doesn't have the scruffy beard anymore. But good thing to see Marcus still in it. I don't know how much of an impact he'll have to the story, but we will see. And from the way everyone is talking to each other, it seems like JD, Kate, and Dell split up from Gears of War 4. Like they kind of left each other, since Dell thanks JD for coming, so kind of implies that he hasn't been there, like he's doing his own thing. Kate then says she's having visions and dreams. We don't know what visions and dreams necessarily, but I'm assuming it has something to do with the locust since she looks at the amulet, because again, like from Gears 4, what we found out, her grandmother is actually Queen Mira, the Locust Queen. So she is somehow related to Queen Mira. We don't know how, but we just know that. And that's why she has the pendant. So then we just go on to them ice skating. Well, only Kate, not really ice skating, I guess ice skiing. Kind of different. It kind of threw me off there, but we'll see how it goes. Then we see them walking through what looks like a UIR force. And for those of you who don't know what the UIR is, it was when the COG were fighting before the Locusts emerged, they were fighting the UIR, which was, I guess you can consider them like the Russians to the Americans. It's obvious because they even talk in a Russian accent. They were pretty much the enemy. And looking at this image, you see UIR tanks. I'm assuming that's a UIR person with like UIR armor there, because they're usually in the green. So I wonder if we're going to be going into UIR territory in Gears 5. That should be pretty interesting. We then go on to see, I guess, a Scion, evolved Scion with 2 maces and the ability to wield the mace. I kind of missed that because I think it was only in the 3rd Gears where you could wield the butcher's knife, but then Gears 1, 2, and 4 didn't have any melee weapons really, as far as I recall. So it's going to be good to having a melee weapon back in Gears 5, even though it will probably get you killed if you use it too much. We can see also in this image, the Swarm is obviously coming back, and some type of Swarm version of the Krill. Very interesting to see. So I don't know if there was like a bunch of Krill that were dead from Gears of War 1 and the Swarm revived them somehow, because we haven't seen the Krill since Gears of War 1, not counting the DLC from Gears of War 3. That's because that takes place before Gears of War 1. So pretty much the events after Gears of War 1, the Krill were pretty much wiped out from the Lightmass bombs. So I don't know if this is official, if they are Krill, but if they are Swarm Krill, then oh shit, this is going to be pretty tough, seeing how they were pretty tough in Gears of War 1 if you stepped out of the light for even a second. Let's see, other things. Well, one other thing before it ends. The Swarm can now take over the DB robots. Similar both in visual ways and just practical ways of them, like the Halo Flood. And I'm gonna admit, I was kind of creeped out, like seeing the DB just like all weird and dismantled, and you know, just all swarming her. So this should be interesting. I don't know if there'll be DBs themselves in Gears 5, but we'll see. And yeah, that's pretty much it for Gears 5. So I'm pretty excited for Gears 5. I'm excited for Gears Tactics, even though we don't really know too much about that. And I guess for Gears Pop, it is what it is. Can't really, say too much about it. But yeah, that's Gears of War so far. Tell me what you guys think in comments below. If I missed anything, let me know. And thanks for watching.